everyone. Proverbs 7 today, so let's get right to it. Proverbs 7. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. While I was at the window of my house looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men, and one in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near a house of a immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight in the evening, as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him, and with a brazen look she said, "I've just made my peace offering and fulfilled my vows. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I perfume my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses. For my husband is not home. He is away on a long trip. He has taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month." So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with flattery. He followed at her at once, like an ox going to a slaughter. He was like a stag caught in his trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray away towards her. Don't wander down her wayward path, for she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is a den of death. Wow, another explosive passage today about young men and simpleness of mind. And this is not just men too, young all of us. And it's not just in enticing in men and women and relationships, but flattery. You could see here that when people say nice things about you, it's one of those things, you lean towards them. For me, I question flattery when it comes to me nowadays. As a person who's a little older and wiser, I'm not just going to listen to every single flattery that goes my way, because it's not necessarily true. When someone flatters you, they're probably up to something. They want something. In this passage, it talks about a woman and her flattery, enticing a man in, ensnaring him into a trap and bringing him into destruction. But this is for all of us, and I think we should be more wise and listen to what the Word of God says. Pay attention is the key thing. In verse 24 it says, "So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words." When we're in that situation, when temptation comes, the key thing for us is we need to have listened earlier, pay attention to what's happening around us, and make a logical, right decision to do the right thing. That's the most important thing that we can do. And the reason why is because when push comes to shove, integrity only can withstand could only withstand whether or not we have control of our environment. Now, people might not agree with me when I say that, because they're like, well, integrity is always there. I'm like, no. Integrity can only withstand the environment, whether or not we are still in control. And sometimes when it elevates to a point where we're like not in control of our surroundings, that's the easiest for us to crash and burn and fall down. So when we're face to face with temptation, the right thing for us to do is to turn away. It's been in this passage before, and walk the other path. And when someone entices us, and when someone flatters us, there's something there. Not too long ago, someone flattered me and said, "Oh, Pastor Peter, I heard some really great things about you. And, people really love you for this, that, and these, and those." And I'm like, what does this guy want? Why is he flattering me? Why is he trying to do this? I call BS. And I do. When you're saying so many nice things to me all the time, when it's not genuine, one, people can tell I wasn't born yesterday. But two, when people flatter you, when they come up to you in midst of turmoil and destruction, and they say all these nice things to you, be careful of that person, because that person may want something from you. And when you owe them something, you are trapped, because now they're in control. You see, it goes back to whether it's in relationships between men and women, when people entice us into relationships, or it comes into life. We need to be careful and listen to the words that come from God. Don't listen to the enticements of other people to lead us astray, but listen to the Word of God. Focus on it so that our paths will be straight rather than crooked or messed up. This passage is really, it's really scary because I've seen a lot of people who have walked down the wrong path, and it has destroyed their life. And it's simply because they didn't listen to the wisdom that was here, that God has given them. So keep on going. Proverbs isn't the end-all book for the Bible for us to learn and do devotions every day. However, it is a starting point for us to realize that maybe the Word of God is a lot more powerful than I realized and that I've given it credit. So hopefully this spurs us on to read more in the Bible, and we'll go through more. But for now, that is day 7. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.